What's up?
Good evening, guys. How are y'all doing?
What's up? It's been dark for 2 hours. It's bedtime.
Man, I'm feeling you there. It's so funny going back and watching a live stream from 3-4 months ago, because it's all lit up, and now like this time of year it always gets dark in here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet, and we got, who else we got in here? JNC No Limit TV, and we got Wild Japan. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We're going to have some fun tonight. Just before we get started, we'll do all of our highs and talk about the weekend and everything like that. But before we do, I want to introduce our guest tonight. His name is Mark. He is from the YouTube channel Sail to Spear. There is a link in the description of the video down below to Sail to Spear's channel. If you are not a fan, you need to be. His work is amazing. So without further ado, here's Mark. How you doing there, sir? We still got you? I said it was going to be a minute and a half. He must have stepped away for a second. He'll be on in just a second here. Anyway, while we're waiting for Mark to hop in, gentlemen, how was y'all's weekend? What did y'all do?
All I did was chainsaw. Duck hunting sucks so bad that I'd rather go out to the farm and clean up with the chainsaw and make brush piles than sit there and not even see a duck for 8 hours.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's terrible.
I did a little bit of meat processing and did family stuff.
Meat processing, that's right. There he is. How you doing there, Mark?
Did family stuff.
Hey, how are you?
Meat processing, that's right. Dude, we are, we're having a good one tonight. This is going to be our last episode of 2024, so we're kind of celebrating the holidays and doing that whole thing here. And you know what? To show things off, if you don't mind, I'm going to show a little video real quick, show everybody what your channel is about. Like I said, we do have a link in the description down below. So this is what you're missing out on if you are not subscribed to Sail to Spear.
Sweet.
That was one video, and I left all the spoilers out of it. Didn't the ton of stuff obviously happens in that. What can you tell us? Tell us about just everything that you do, man, because I love your work.
Well, just want to start by saying thanks for having me on board. So how did it start? So many years ago, I bought a sailing catamaran, and I just started making the videos just to share with some family and friends and stuff, and just to remember the moment. I've always been pretty captivated in producing videos. It's kind of like a bit of an art form. So I get to share what I do, and it's a little bit of work in the background. You've got to, you guys as creators know what's involved in getting the footage, downloading the footage, putting it into an editing platform, and then actually going through the work of piecing it all together. But I really, really enjoy the experience of making the videos. What I come up with each time, I kind of feel like I'm getting a little bit better each time, and it's just a skill that I'm working on. But I love it.
Are you the one doing the drone, or do you have someone else doing that for you?
Yeah, so I've got a DJI Mavic Air Pro 2. I do probably 99% of the drone work. On the last trip, I did have the luxury of actually having one of the other guys, Derek. He brought his drone, and yeah, he passed on some footage of me diving. You would have seen the overview of the drone shot with the diver.
Yep,
Obviously,
that's what I was asking about.
Yeah, but yeah, generally, yeah, it's all myself. I'm pretty much a one-man team, so every shot that I'm doing is one that I've either set up as a B-roll or it's live. So yeah, it's a bit of work, a lot of B-roll, takes a lot of time.
How long do you stay out on those islands? Like in that last trip, you've got like multiple days where you're out there. Was that like a 2-day venture, or were you out there for like a week?
No, so the last 2 series that I've done, well, actually the last 3 series, they've been like 2-week trips. So we carry pretty much everything from food, water, first aid supplies, safety equipment, sleeping equipment, cooking equipment. Everything's got to be on those little craft. And to give you an idea of the weight, so those craft can only really take 180 kilo. So I'm, I don't know, 95 kilo. I'm not light, so it doesn't leave me with a lot of weight. So yeah, it is challenging, but yeah, it's rewarding.
How do you keep the batteries for the cameras and everything charged up?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's a good question. So that's kind of evolved over the years. I've gone from having little battery packs, which work fine, but I've actually sort of upgraded my system. I've now got a 25 amp hour battery box, which made Tom. He's a Sparky by trade, so
Nice.
he's pretty handy on the tools. Yeah, he'll help me put together this 25 amp battery box, and I've got a 50 amp solar panel which keeps that charged.
Nice.
Inside that, I've also got a solar regulator. So yeah, it's going to look after my batteries because yeah, they're not cheap.
Nope.
Yeah.
That kit pretty much charges. So not only my batteries in my phone, but also charges the batteries in the kayaks. So the kayaks themselves have a battery. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery, and we use that for our bilge and our sounders and stuff like that. So every 2-3 days we'll pull it out for a charge, because the last thing you want to do is get halfway between islands and have your GPS disappear on you, which
that'd be bad.
Mm-hmm.
it has happened. I've actually lost my complete GPS system one time. I was about 30 kilometers from the shore. It was a complete whiteout, so you could only see probably, I don't know, maybe 50 meters ahead of you. And I had to end up using the swell to navigate back to the mainland. Big 20-knot winds. It was a bit of a stressful trip, but I made it. I'm here.
Nice.
I didn't see that video. Was there a video of that?
Yeah, it's probably a little while back. It was with another couple of guys. They had a powerboat, and I had my kayak. So I think it might have been 1 or 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, out to one of my favourite islands, which you'll probably see if you watch a few of my videos. There'll be one island in particular I spend a lot of time at. It's just got everything there. I just love it. But
I have to go back and check that one out.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
how long? Jeez, maybe I lost track. It's probably the kayaking side. I think I've had it for about 3 or 4 years with the videos. I did have the sailing catamaran videos for a little while. Probably did a dozen episodes on that. You'll see the difference though. You watch those ones, you watch the ones now. I cringe when I watch those ones. I'm like, oh.
Good.
Same
You need
here.
to. If you're not cringing at the old stuff, then you're not growing. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys would know the same. Like every video you do, you just get that slightly bit better, and yeah, that's what it's all about, right? It's
Exactly right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to be in it for the long haul. What cameras do you have? Is it all like GoPros? You use your phone, or there's select GoPros? How many do you have?
Yeah, so I usually run between 1 to 2 to 3 GoPros, depending on the situation. They range from, I've got a 5, an 8, and a 10. I generally don't buy the latest and greatest GoPros because they're above my budget. And to be honest, like they don't give you too much more benefit. And then I've just got my drone. Recently, I did just buy a camera called a Insta360.
Yeah, I saw that footage too.
Still learning how to use it, and it was a bit of a stuff up on the first day because I forgot to download a program. It's not like a GoPro. You can't just like shoot it and then use the footage later. You actually have to download the app, and it allows you to actually shoot with that camera. So I didn't download the app before that trip. Never used it. Got to the first island and I was like, shit. Yeah, I've since on that first island I downloaded the app, and I've worked out how to use it. Sort of. There's a bit more to it, but there's some really cool features with it. So really interested to see what I can come up with the Insta360. What camera do you guys run?
Grant and I both have the GoPro 360, and we play with that a little bit. John, I know you use GoPros. You got a couple of them, but you also have your DSLR, right?
Yeah, I've got DSLR. That's what I'm using right now for the live stream. And then I've got a GoPro 9, a GoPro 11, and I still got a GoPro 4. And then that new camera that I did a review on a couple weeks ago, it's like it's GoPro-ish, and I'm just still figuring out how much I like it compared to GoPro, because GoPro, there's so many things. This thing uses the same attachments, but it just doesn't have quite the same capabilities as the newer GoPros. But typically I'll have 2 GoPros when I'm going out and doing something. The DSLR only does things when I'm absolutely certain it's not going to get wet or blown over.
Right. Cost too much to replace it. Yeah, I've got the GoPro Max, the 360, and then I've got a GoPro 4 somewhere I haven't used in a long time.
Yeah.
I kind of use that as the B-roll, and then my cell phone is my primary camera right now.
Yeah, cell phone's my biggest.
I got 2 drones. The DSLR or the DJI is broken. It's the Mavic Mini 2, and one of the arms on it is broken. I lent it out and got it back that way. And then the other one, I forgot what it's called. It's a little bit bigger and has about the same capabilities. Neither of them are big, fancy, $1,000 drones. They're both in the budget-friendly drone area.
Mm-hmm. Do they have the return to home feature?
Say again?
Oh, your drone, does it have the return to home feature at all?
Yeah, it does have return to home. And it has, the newer one has that tracking capability, which the DJI Minis don't have that. So that's kind of nice. I just haven't used it a lot yet. Local lakes here where I fish, you're not allowed to have drones up because they're power plant lakes. So, Homeland Security don't want you droning over the power plants. So the only time I ever get to use that is at the coast. And then here at the coast, you're fighting, 20 plus mile an hour winds typically.
Yeah.
I got a drone and I despise that thing. I'm going to burn it to the ground. I complain about it like every episode.
Yeah, he does.
Takes too long.
Actually, I got a funny story about my first drone. I bought this cheap $400 drone back in the day when they first came out, and I took it out to a cane field, and I thought, I'll give it a test run. It was a 30 knot wind. Should not have done it. Anyway, I took it up. The wind got it. Took it, and I thought, oh shit, I better drop it. I backed off on the throttle, and as it's dropping, the crows come in. Crows smashed it. It's time to tumble into power lines, and then went into the cane fields.
Were you able to at least get the footage from it?
Right.
Yeah. Oh well, it wasn't a record drone. It was just
that would have been
video. It was only
yeah.
That would have been awesome footage if it was recording.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've come a long way. The drones, they got such cool features. Fingers crossed, I haven't lost one yet, but next trip I'll probably lose one now. Yeah, but
Ben, We Go Fishing, is saying he is thinking about redoing his camera setup. He's thinking about putting a camera on a pole, having that constantly running, and then have the chest cam for that first person perspective shot with a shotgun mic. That's an interesting one. So I don't know about, I'll tell you my solution, and it's not working well, but I'll tell you what I'm doing so far. I've got a 4-pack of Bluetooth mics. Show you. So it's got a transmitter that you put on, you plug that into the camera, and then one of 4 people, everyone can use one of these.
Mm-hmm.
And they just clip on. And that works really well on paper because everybody can have their own mic.
Right.
All the audio goes right into the camera. So far, the best case use of that has been the one time when a person on the boat went to the restroom. And we forgot we had the mics on. It's been weird dealing with those, but that's my solution to that, and I'm still working on it. And since I'm editing, I do everything on the phone, and so the audio engineering is just the absolute worst. Like, you can do video editing and you can do photos and you can do all this stuff now with a phone, but nobody has done anything with audio engineering. It's all like AI, just garbage.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to figure much out on that. A shotgun would be an interesting approach, but man, I can feel that getting in the way.
So I got wireless mic like you just showed. I haven't used it yet. I mean, I tested it around and stuff, but it's like I'm going to be on a boat and I don't know how comfortable I am with this thing clinging to me. And like you said, when you got to have the camera on for that receiver to be on. Do you leave a camera on the whole time? Worry about batteries. So that's one issue. And then like he was saying about having it on a post. So this is that YOLO Tech.
I'm thinking about getting one of those. Yeah.
And so it plugs into like a common, like you look on the boat where you put in the lights up at the bow or on the stern, your stern light. It plugs into that, and then it's powered by that. And then you mount a camera on it, with a microphone, kind of like what he was talking about. And it's adjustable as far as, you got tilt and lean and all that up here. And you got these little guys, so you can make it taller, make it as tall as you want. And when I had right now, the Mako, large boats don't have those kind of light hookups, or with the, not the Mako, but the Grady White. But the Mako had those. And so I use this all the time on there. So I'd have one GoPro that I'm holding, or I have it on me, and then this one would be permanently mounted. The ideal, I think, even better, would be a 360 permanently mounted on this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you also, I know for the GoPros, you don't use the battery in the GoPro. This powers it. You take that battery out, so you don't worry about killing a battery. All you got to worry about now is your
boat battery.
Well, your boat battery, yeah. But if you do a setup like I had on the Mako, I was fine with that. But also your card, how big of a card you got in the camera if you just leave it on recording all day long.
Is it one of my like big wish list items would be for a remote that I hit that remote and all cameras fire? I
have remotes for my GoPros.
But each one has its own remote.
Yeah, they each have their own. Well, I've never tried to link more than one to the same remote. I don't know if that would work or not. But now they've got the looping on the GoPros, like the one I have now, where you can set it to 20 minutes. And what it'll do is film for 20 minutes. And if I just caught a fish and I fought the fish, then I hit the button on it and it'll save that portion, right? But after 20 minutes, if I don't tell it to save it, it's going to just record over the top of that, so it doesn't use up your SD card, and you don't have 8 hours worth of fishing video that you have to dig through to try to find the stuff that you want for your video. So I haven't tried that yet. I've been doing a lot of research on it. I think I'm going to give that a go when I get the next boat and I get the camera on it with that YOLO stick.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
Ben's talking about how he's done a couple of trips with the lav mics, and he's lost a couple of them because of the audio. I had the exact same problem. So that guy I had to have replaced. I got a white one so that I can tell them apart. But like the first trip off, or the second trip offshore, one of the first things I do when I caught that shark this summer, dropped the damn mic right in the water. I sat there and just watched it go down.
And when you're talking about the media mod for his GoPro, that's what this is. So the GoPro, right, goes inside it, and then this has built-in microphone in front and rear. Plus, it has a plug-in where you can put a different, because it has a hot shoe on top, you can put a different external microphone on it. And I got one of those Movo microphone. I think you were using one before, Stanley, at some time on a maybe it wasn't you.
I've got a shotgun mic.
But it's,
I have one on my GoPro, on my Ford.
This guy here.
Yep.
That guy there. So that will sit on top of that YOLO attached to the camera that's on the YOLO. Just trying to get rid of the wind noise. That's the other issue when you're out there with a mic out in the open if it's not, protected by your clothing.
The wind down here is miserable.
All the time.
It's bad.
Is it windy in Australia?
Yeah, pretty much. I think anywhere coastal is pretty windy, but yeah, no, we got some pretty strong winds. We get cyclones and cyclone season here at the moment, so yeah. If I look outside, it's actually bucketing down rain. I just heard the rain pouring down the fall. So, yeah.
So did you grow up spearfishing, or is it something you've got into as you got older? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. My dad was a commercial abalone diver.
That's wicked.
Yeah, so I got to spend a lot of time. I lived near the beach, was always at the beach, always have this affinity with water. I work as a water treatment operator, so yeah, I just love it. But as far as the fishing goes, yeah, it's probably, for me, it's one of the best sports because you get to build on your fitness. You're always seeing something new, and you usually get a feed as well. And yeah, back in my earlier years, it was all about that trophy fish and see how many fish you can get. Now it's about sustainability and only catch what you eat and stuff like that. So
yeah. A lot of people are going that way. It's good.
That is
llama. It's a resource that we all take for granted, and we got to look after it to some degree.
Right. Have you seen an increase or decline in the fish in your areas?
Yeah, they're definitely, well, I know like the crayfish, I used to get crayfish up here where I'm living now. I've been here for 17 years, and it's a lot harder to get crayfish than it was, say, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. The trout, coral trout, which are like our staple fish, they can be hard to get from time to time as well. They're definitely getting smaller. But yeah, we've got a fisheries department here which do a good job in managing the stocks, and whether the public agree with it or not, they got their place as well.
Right.
I think the other thing I noticed watching Australian YouTube videos is you guys call fish that like fish that we have, but completely different names.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Or I've seen the opposite. Like even in your last video, you have a couple of fish that you call trout, and I was like, no. What we have is an actual trout.
Right.
The joke on that being it's not like what we call a trout is not anything what like the rest of the world calls a trout.
But yeah, there's mangrove snapper. You guys, do you call anything a snapper down there?
Yeah, we've got snapper. So we've got a few species of snapper, different members of the snapper family.
Okay.
But I think like your, what do you call it? It was a,
Trout?
we've got a mangrove jack.
The mangrove trout or snapper, yeah.
Yeah, which is a snapper.
And I've seen people with those. They called it a mangrove. They didn't say snapper. They called it something. I don't want to say grouper. They had another term. I forgot what it was.
Just typing in Australian snapper, it comes up silver sea bream, species of porgy.
Huh.
I don't know.
Oh, they got
Yeah,
those queen snapper too. I'm real envious of.
Those are real deep water ones, right?
Yeah.
So
And
usually
you know,
when you're-
it's the weirdest thing. One of the things that I am most jealous of, like I really want to do this, get my hands on, is the squid. You guys got squid. We have them, but we don't catch them here.
yeah.
And you guys can get them in the bays. Is that right?
Yeah, like on our last kayak trip, we actually got a decent feed of a few squid. They're not all year round, but we do get them depending on where you are. They're more prevalent down the southern parts of Australia. We don't get as many up this way, from what I understand. But yeah, they're definitely a common species. So, are they more of a deep water species over your way?
Say that one more time.
I don't.
Oh, are they more of a squid, more of a deep water species?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we've got here is the deep water ones. The they're not Humboldts. Those are the big ones that are all popular in California, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go do deep sea fish. We'll go do deep drops a little ways out, and every now and then we'll pull up a fish, whatever it is we get, and they'll have a bunch of little, or our baits will have a bunch of little squid bite marks all over it. But we never see them.
And we have people use squid for bait when they're deep drop fishing.
Yeah.
So you know there's squid out there. It's just we don't ever see. Like I watch people in Australian videos on the back of the boat casting and catching. You could see them. I've never seen squid on top of the water or near the top of the water here.
Yeah. I've seen them like once or twice, and my dad and uncle have seen them on overnight trips when they turn the lights on in the water. They'll come up around the boat, but that's who does that?
That's actually probably the best way to get a squid is anywhere where there's a light source around a bay. You usually find squid. The squid will be there chasing the smaller fish.
Huh.
Yeah. So maybe try that. Maybe go out with a torch at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a try. You'll at least get some what we call trout.
Right. Perch.
Yeah. So when you go spear fishing, do you have like a certain species that's kind of your favorite to go after, especially if you're going to eat?
Yeah, look, the most common species here in Queensland here is probably the coral trout or the black spot tuskfish. They are one of the tastiest fish that you can get. They're worth a fortune overseas just because of their colour and their white flesh. But look, as far as favourite fish to hunt would probably be either the Spanish mackerel or the grey mackerel. They are really good eating too. I actually prefer eating a mackerel over a trout. Probably get shot for saying that.
That's another one of those species where I'll see them get and they're saying it's a Spanish mackerel, and to me, from what we have up here, it looks like a king mackerel, and they're big too. Where Spanish mackerel are spotted, right? And they're I don't know what's an average size Spanish mackerel, Stanley? Maybe
30 inches.
Something inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see those great big. Our king mackerel, they get really big. But when I see them say this is a Spanish mackerel, I'm like, man, that sure looks like a king mackerel to me.
Yeah, well, they're probably the same fish, just named slightly.
Yeah,
different.
I think so.
A little bit different, but
we have
About
that
50
within the United
centimeters.
States. Even we have people in certain areas of the country call fish something, and then another part of the country calls it something completely different. You come to Texas, every small fish is a perch, according to Stanley.
And none of them are an actual perch. Like, we don't have
None of
perch.
them are.
And then the people to the east of you in the south call them brim.
Brim, yep.
Yeah.
All the bluegill and sunfish family, those types of fish. Yeah. Do you do any freshwater fishing?
Look, I enjoy it, and I have tried with lures, just chasing sooty grunter and bass and things like that. I'll be honest, I'm not a great fisherman. But yeah, I've caught a few. Something I'd love to do. I'd actually really, really love to do fly fishing. And it's something that I'm probably going to take up in 6 months' time. I'm taking 12 months off and traveling around Australia.
Wow.
With the kayak.
I expect no less than 137 videos of that.
There you go. Holiday.
Take advantage.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. It's going to be, it's going to be great. Just
what about hunting? You do a lot of hunting over there?
Look, I did years ago. I had a lot of mates that used to go out. We used to go out hunting a lot, but where I am in Mackay, it's my group of friends that I've got. They're not really hunters. Most people fish and spearfish. But yeah, I've done a little bit in the past.
It's,
what about you guys are right into it?
But everybody here, like I'll let these guys speak to it more. That they've got a lot more experience than me, especially Grant. That's kind of his go-to thing. He's the hunting guy here. It's wintertime here, obviously, duh. And so wintertime here is when the fishing or when the hunting is. That's prime time season for that.
Yeah, wintertime, but here in South Texas, it was 80 degrees today.
Yeah,
it was 60 here today. I duck hunt is my favorite. Waterfowl hunting is my favorite. But I have deer hunted. I'm not this year, but I will get back into deer hunting next year, I'm sure.
I love duck. Absolutely love duck.
Yeah,
I have got a recurve bow. I do want to go out and learn how to hunt with the bow, but it's a little bit challenging from what I hear.
Definitely more challenging than a gun.
So do you use guns mostly, Grant, or?
I use a gun for duck hunting. No, I use a bow for deer hunting.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to be able to shoot ducks with a bow. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be a challenge.
that would be rad.
I mean, they make special arrows, right, with that little
wire
thing on the end of it.
There's YouTube videos of people doing it. Tim Wells, he does it.
Man,
he shoots pigeons, all kinds of small birds with a recurve.
That's crazy.
Did you guys watch that video? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, he's out of your area, and he says that in his state, my apologies, I don't recall which state you're in there, man. Not allowed to do bow hunting in his area.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm in the state of Queensland, so I'm on the east coast, one of the tropical states up there. Yeah, there's bow clubs and stuff around. I've been to a couple of the meets. I met some of the guys, shot some targets, but yeah, I haven't actually put it into practice. Something I'd love to do though.
I did a hunting trip. My most recent video is a hunting trip that I finally got to go on. And one of the deals that I'm trying to work out on that was in exchange for them letting me come out and get some deer off of his land. It was a ranch I went to. I got to go out and take this guy to go do bow hunting for sharks. So I don't know how I'm going to do that.
Is that legal?
So what is the deal? It's not legal in state waters. We have to take him 9 miles offshore.
Gotcha.
Which makes it more difficult because it's going to be like at that point we're talking about a 10-foot shark, and you're not going to be able to bow hunt a 10-foot shark. And Dalai Lama is in East Coast Tassie. Did I say that right?
Oh, Tassie. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
that's like
Tasmania, right?
Yeah, that's right down the bottom of Australia.
Yeah. That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So how far are you from the coast?
So I live I live in a small country town, just 20 or 30 kilometers, so 15, 20 miles. You guys use miles, we use kilometers.
Right.
That's not bad at all. 15.
I've got the
in
little
Texas, we use
version
time.
thing up here in the browser tab, and I just have not been fast enough to get an answer out there.
Well, when he said 180 kilos, I had to look it up. Like 400 pounds, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's the weight on the kayak, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When I don't know why my head keeps going here, especially after that last fishing trip. I've made this joke 100 times, but now when I hear kilos, the first thing I go to is like cocaine.
Drug cartels.
Yep. I don't know. Why is that? Like, we don't, we're not using the metric system. So why is it when we start talking about like drugs in Mexico, the first thing we go to is the metric?
Because they use it in Mexico.
Yeah, but it's not like they have a measurement on their thing of cocaine that's like, this is 13 kilos.
I don't know.
Like,
I
we're
haven't been that
weighing
involved with it. I don't have the intel on that. I haven't been involved with it like you.
It just makes them sound cool. The cops are sitting there and they've got their 10 bundles of cocaine that they found out at the beach. And they're like, we're going to say this in kilos so that we sound like we're in Romancing the Stone or something.
Oh, Lord.
2.34 tons. Damn.
Wow.
That's a bunch.
Oh, that is a bunch. 2.34.
Yeah, I actually heard about that.
Golly. A ton is 2,000 pounds. So that's a lot of cocaine.
Mexico making their way all the way around to Queensland now, huh?
All right.
Because it's all out of Mexico.
That's crazy.
We were on the last fishing trip that I went on. I haven't even posted that video yet. I'm still working on it. Anyway, so we came across a raft, and it was a really well-built raft, just sitting 80 miles offshore. And then, like a week later, they found a bunch of cocaine washed up on the beach.
You're probably in your raft.
Yeah, so I made a little shorts video about that. I'm sure they got ran into some issues offshore or something. Oh, he said that was the largest bust in Australian history.
Worth about 700 million. Holy smoking oil.
Wow.
So what's that say about Queenslanders then?
That all of a sudden a lot of work got done.
That's crazy.
Like there was just a huge spike. I tell you what, gentlemen, we've got a few things we got to look at. We're going to continue this conversation afterwards, but what do you say we take a look at some of the photos of the week here?
Let's do it.
We got the premier hunting and fishing Discord server that we do, that you just joined. So this is where we take a look at all of the photos and everything that everybody's been posting in these couple of weeks and celebrate everybody getting outdoors and having some fun. And of course, for anybody who is not a member of the Discord server, you need to come on and join us. We enjoy being able to live vicariously through the things that you're doing when you're doing it and celebrating your time spent outdoors. Well, kicking things off, everybody who just got outside and got to get a little fresh air, G-Llama, Dino, and then I was in Utah, so I got to enjoy mountains, and that blew my mind.
Purdy.
Very beautiful.
Purdy, yeah.
Yeah, that was that's kind of, I'm not going to say it's new to me, but I'm not very experienced in that whole thing that's happening right there. There was this white stuff falling out of the sky and everything. It was weird.
Tons of it.
Yeah.
Not the kind that comes from South America white stuff.
Yeah, right. The one that I suppose I'm more accustomed to here. And then I had to get a whole specific slide just for this. Wild Japan, dude, tell us about this trip, because this is one of the most beautiful things I've seen in forever.
Yeah, water looks nice.
What were you doing? He went camping out here, and just look at that spot.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
That is nice.
And I'm going to add, here we go. Here it is. Sorry about that.
Man, that is a nice looking area.
Beautiful.
There we go. Then we got Big Hit Savage. So this is our resident bass and crappie master over here. Of course, not even doing this gentleman justice. He probably caught about 8 times as many fish that he was just loving life. And Mark, since we got you here, what the hell is that Carlos caught? Do you know?
In the far right.
Yeah.
Came
He posts
forward
these
and-
pictures and he never tells us what it is he's catching. I don't think that's that same fish that he's had in previous pictures.
No, I don't think so either.
While Japan was camping in Tachihaga.
I was gonna say, go ahead and say it.
Tachihaga. I think I got that right. And it was peak autumn foliage. That was so gorgeous, man. Not even doing that justice either. Like, go check it out on the server. We need to put together like a whole special section for trips just like that.
Mhm.
Hey, Mark, can you make out what that fish on the end is on the far right? Is that? That's
He's
some
in your
Galveston
area,
one.
and we don't know what that is.
Yeah, that looks like a Murray cod. So Murray cod are down sort of Victoria way in the Murray River.
Okay.
That's awesome.
They get big. They get real big.
Yeah, that's a good looking one right there. It's got a belly on it.
Yeah, he looks thick. Do you have what are your sentiments on how they taste?
The Murray cod, I've never eaten them. I've seen them in aquariums, and that's about it.
Wow.
It's more of a southern fish. Maybe I'll find out in 12 months.
Yeah, on your trip.
Keep us abridged.
Yeah,
I
that'd
need to
be
talk to you about that too, man. We need to have a special section of the server dedicated just to your trip.
Cool.
We should probably do that for that guy Zane too.
Zane.
Got some snook.
Yeah, of course, Rube getting out there. He was getting in. He was tearing it up. Also, tons of redfish. He got himself one good trout and a couple of snook. Bailey got some fowl.
Some Canada
Tanner.
geese.
And geese. Sorry, I think you had, or maybe that was you with the ducks.
I don't know if I posted any this week or not.
And then
It's been
Neener's
2
got
weeks.
some trout.
We're looking at.
Those are
I don't recall now. Anyway,
good
so
looking
check
range
this
of
out. Nanner caught the same fish on 2 different days.
trout. How's he know it was the same one?
You look at the scar by the fin.
Oh yeah.
Huh. That's a hungry fish, or just not a very smart one.
Yeah.
Starving. Looks skinny.
And a lucky one too, if you didn't eat it the second time.
Yeah. I'd eat it both times.
Yeah. All right, now that catfish, I know that's not a U.S. model.
Yeah, I don't know where Vinny is from, but yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Gorgeous, but I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. That's odd looking.
Yeah.
Grant showing off his deer up there.
Yeah, we got.
Survived shotgun season.
Yeah, they survived the shotgun season, so
Oh, good for them.
hopefully they'll be bigger next year.
Probably will, as long as they survive.
Oh, speaking of which, so this other shot over here that I'm hiding, let me pull that back up by Aventi.
Oh,
He got
yeah.
himself a buck. Was not able to track it that night because it was later in the day. Was able to find it the next day, and the coyotes got to it.
Golly, you can see the nose, the snout chewed off.
Yeah, they wore it out.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yep. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah. We came across one, and my brother-in-law is working on his land up there last year. Same thing, one that they thought they'd they'd missed.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer.
Definitely.
Hey, there's your squid.
Yeah. He had a video of that guy. Like, I don't know. I just think that's awesome. Like, that is so high on my bucket list of things to do.
Well, and delicious too.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, some
Ben,
nice fish there.
Ben with the nice fish.
Yeah, that's a big trout. You can tell by the way the belly's hanging out.
Yep. And that red, like, I don't envy, I mean, he's in Texas, so he's freezing right there with that
He's
red
got his
fish.
hat on,
He's still
everything.
got that smile, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he practices that smile in the mirror.
That's a big red drum.
And he's got a video coming up on this. I thought it was posted. I guess it was a shorts or something, so he doesn't have it out just yet. But there is a link in the description down below for Ben's channel. If you want to check out an awesome redfish video, he's got one coming up.
Nice.
Delicious and nutritious. We got a little surf and turf on this one.
Right?
So I got a notification from Ben. We go fishing the same time we went live. I don't know what his video was.
Oh, did you just post that, Ben?
It might be. Golly, this guy.
Zane is on fire.
Yeah, that's something else.
Zane
Because
travels all over hunting all kinds of exotics. Look at that hog. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Golly. Nice.
And
elk
just out
on
there having a ball. Like, he's just excited every time he goes into something, he gets excited about it.
Yeah. Don't blame him. Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Is that a follow deer, I think? I think that's a follow deer. I'm not 100%.
You got me. I don't know. That stuff's so exotic. I see this and I just wonder, like, this dude must have, like, I bet he's got 7 figures on his house. Because how else do you fit all of that in there?
All the
like
mounts?
hanging mounts outside?
Just in the past 2 years alone. I mean, he's got to have a dang museum.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All from the backyard.
There you go. Man.
Zane, we're going to have to, I need a video of you giving us a tour of your room where you have all this. I want to see a video of that.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
No doubt.
What else we got? Oh, we got some kids out there fishing. Wild Japan, all right. Oh, taking some squirrels with the sidearm. All
I
right.
saw that today.
Huh. I can't
Pretty
tell in
neat.
that picture. Is there a little red dot or something on top of that revolver?
Yeah, he's got a little red dot on it.
Wow.
Nice bass from Nanner.
Yeah, that is a nice bass. Man, look at that bottom left. Wild Japan's group of pictures. That thing is beautiful, whatever it is.
That's species seeker, and so he goes around the Mediterranean just trying to catch as many. There's a couple of guys in the server who do that. They just go for as many species as possible, and that's his whole YouTube channel is dedicated to just seeing what weird things he can catch, and he always identifies them and he shows all the science stuff too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool channel. Really pretty.
That thing is cool looking.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
And then, of course, Wild Japan, your daughter is adorable. Anytime that she's fishing, like, I want her to have her own fishing channel.
There's some trout.
Yep.
Beautiful.
EVR is getting good at this. He knows what he's doing.
Beautiful.
Mhm. Pretty,
Where's
pretty.
he located? Is he over your way?
Yeah, he's up north, right, guys? Am I
Yeah,
right?
I don't know where, but he's somewhere up north. We don't get trees like that here.
Not in Texas, no.
And we don't have perch like that.
Perch. There you go. There you go. Yeah, those are beautiful. And tasty.
Oh, I forgot to change the thing on this. So it's not the final 2 weeks. This is the last opportunity. This is going to be our last Photographer of the Week contest for 2024. So this is your chance, guys.
Yeah.
We are going to be adding. There's going to be one more thing coming up in the Discord server. So this is not the last person that's going to be added to it. We will talk about that in the Discord server, though. For tonight, this is going to be the last Photographer of the Week contest, and your options are Rupert, Vinny Damiani, Tigers fan, and EVR. Who is walking away with the last win of 2024? Cast your votes now.
That is tough.
It is a tough one.
They all did a good job getting the person in the picture with the fish or deer.
I don't want anybody to be biased on anything. However, I have to say something. So Rupert has, I believe, 2 wins. Tigers fan has 2 wins. EVR has 3 wins. And Vinny doesn't have any. And I'm not saying that you need to vote for him just because he doesn't have any wins, just because he's not on the board. But understand where everybody's at with that so that you know, if you're going to add somebody for a 3rd time, at least know that.
Well, you can see why some of them guys have multiple wins.
Yeah, you can. This is an awesome championship for the year.
Pretty neat.
Man, that's tough. I ain't voted yet. I'm gonna have a hard time picking one.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, like while I'm talking.
Only 3 people have voted so far. Come on, folks.
It's a tough one, man.
It is a tough one.
I'm just going to mix things up a little bit myself.
I think I'm going to go. Grant was thinking like me. It just seems like it's that time of the year.
I kind of feel the same way.
But I'm going to change it up because there's only one fish up there that I really don't know what the heck it is. So I'm voting for that fish.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call. God, man, I am so
Good
on the
Janet.
fence.
You for the puppy. Didn't even talk about the dog there with him.
Good call on that. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go for my boy, Tigers fan. I don't know how many whitetails we have on the board, to be honest with you. I think it's only like 1 or 2, and I think he might have one of them.
All right, so voting's looking. Let's see, DDD.
Yeah, where are we at here?
Pretty mixed.
Yeah, showing we got 11 watching, 8 thumbs up. So if you hadn't hit that thumbs up yet, hit the thumbs up and vote.
So 2 Ds.
Got about 30 seconds to a minute left on this, and unless we meet our everybody, the number of people in the chat here.
And 2 B. So right now, C is kicking butt.
And Bait the Hook, thank you for that. Yeah, if anybody has not given us a thumbs up, we would very much appreciate it. Not going to try to hold your hand behind your back or anything on that, but we do appreciate it.
We might hold your hand behind your back.
Maybe a little bit. It depends. Where'd Aon go and where's his vote?
Slipped out of here, didn't you?
Yep.
Bad timing.
All right. Well, it looks to me, gentlemen, we've got Tigers fan.
Yep.
I think he's got this one, man. He's got the win in votes on this. Congratulations. You got yourself another spot on the 2024 Wall of Fame. Like I said, anybody who's checking this out after the fact, after we're no longer live, be aware we are going to be doing something in the server to celebrate and add some of those guys who deserved some wins and didn't get them this year. So check it out. Midwest Coin Club, appreciate it. I'm afraid we got a winner on this one, though, but thank you. EVR deserved that vote. So check us out in the server. Thank you so much to all you guys for participating in this. Also, big pat on the back. Big Hit Savage, Zane, who has obviously got a couple more entries added on the board kind of automatically. Rupert, Nanner, and Wild Japan. Guys, we appreciate y'all. And let's see here. There it is. So we got just a couple of minutes left here. Guys, what can we expect to see from you when we start up this whole thing all over again in the new year?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't posted my video that I shot back on Veterans Day, which was beginning of November. So I got finished putting that thing together, and then I don't know. I don't know what's going to come up, if I'm going to do anything with any of the sausage making, or I've got one of those out there and it didn't do that well anyways. So I don't know if I'll video any of that or not. We'll see.
I've got tomorrow is my best pick, 4th pick tomorrow, and I don't even think I'm gonna go. It's that bad. It is that bad.
Just not seeing birds?
No, there's no food. There's no reason for them to fly to the blind area. It's just flooded grass. It's terrible.
That sucks.
But I do have some goose decoys set up out on the farm in hopes to catch some geese coming in. So that's what I'm going to do in the morning. Instead of going out there, I'm going to run out to the farm and try to shoot a goose.
All right, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, good luck on that. As usual, I very much look forward to seeing you get something out of that.
I posted
Mark.
a little short of some deer walking through the goose decoys today.
That's one way to debate them in, I suppose. I've never thought about doing it that way, but okay. Mark, what can we expect to see from you in the new year, man, with everything you got going on?
So I've got a couple more videos from my recent trip, going from island to island. Apart from that, man, I'm going to be busy getting ready for my trip. So not a huge amount, but once I get going on my trip, hopefully I'll get a few videos out and yeah.
Cool.
Looking forward to it, man. Keep up the great work, because your channel is just chef's kiss. Like, you're doing it right.
Cheers. Really appreciate that, Ashley.
Yeah. If you ever need any kind of, like, shoulder to cry on, emotional support, you're in the server. Come on, just ping me, because I'm happy to provide it for you. I'll gush anytime you need it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. I really appreciate having you here.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. John Grant, it's been
Absolutely.
a pleasure. Cheers to a wonderful 2024.
It was a good one. May next year be better.
Mm-hmm. I'll drink to that. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we will see you next year when we start this all up again in January. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.
All right.